Okay, so I want to show you what I've done here with my cup holder drawer, and the reason being is that I couldn't find the replacement part, this little guy here, for less than 20 bucks and then $18 postage, and I couldn't justify this little part being 40 bucks when I can buy this whole mechanism for about 60 bucks. And so as a workaround, what I decided to do was make this. So it's a magnet latch, and I've basically just got this bit here done. It's on by silicone. If you look at the other side, you can see I drilled a hole there and cleaned the area up as well a bit, so the silicone had somewhere else to grip onto, not just a flat surface. And it looks like it's working alright. The biggest worry about this is how that part is higher than the part that curves. So putting it back in the van, is that going to push against the metal compartment where the stereo rests into? I don't know. But I'll show you it all connected once it's all connected. I'm not saying everybody should do this. This is just what I done. I'd rather myself. I can change that. $3 was the clip, cost me $3, the magnet latch, and once it's behind everything, you can't see it anymore, and it does the same job. And another thing is with the, I should have pressed that first anyway. Another thing I did was with this part here, where the cup or whatever would sit down to, these little areas here, I don't know what the clip originally looked like, but what I've used is a couple of rivet, the metal center of the rivets I've pushed out and then just bent them into a shape like that, and that works well. I've done this a while ago, so I just noticed now this works well, but this part of the rivet here is a little bit too, it comes out a little bit too far to go along the guides on the inside that go in here. You can see they're missing now. I've taken the guides out. Now I think the door opens and closes much better without the guides. But that's what you'll have to do if you're going to do the same thing as I did with taking the making your own little bracket there for this to work again. I'll have to take the guides out, otherwise they won't pass, and if you make that area too flat then they pop back out. I went through all that already. So that's about it. Like I said, this is not a fix for everyone. This is, you know, you're probably better off spending the $40 and getting that little clip. My little clip still works. It's just missing the little lip part that's supposed to catch on down the bottom. I'm not going to throw it away because the clip itself still works. It's just missing the bottom latch part. That must have been the part that wore off. So I'll put this back in the car now and put it back in the van. Yeah, I'll just show you this as well. These screws don't go all the way in because I couldn't find screws the exact length. I had to use a little bit of a rubber spacer to hold the magnet latch level. It wouldn't work bolted straight down, it had to be level. And I've got the screws coming through just enough to stop it from sliding loose. Plus I've got a little bit of silicone underneath there as well, not a great amount, but the silicone is what I used to hold everything in place. Like I just kind of like put it in place of where it needed to be, lined up with where the tape's going to, and the door obviously was like this, So when the silicone dried, then I could handle it and put the screws exactly where I needed to go. If you go 2mm too far, the drawer comes out too far. If you go 2mm too far back, then the magnet latch doesn't work. So that has to be pretty much spot on, otherwise it's not going to work. That's about it, I think. I've got the light fixed up on here now. You see that working when I've got it in. So it's looking good. So I'll put this in and make the last bit of footage to show you what it looks like. Alright, I'm just showing you here what it looks like. So like I was thinking, or like I thought, the magnet clip is a little bit too high and it's pushing against the metal plate here, and does make the door a little bit harder to open and close. So I said in one of my videos once before, I'll record everything and upload everything, even if it's a mistake, so others can learn by my mistake if it's the right thing or wrong thing to do. I'd say this is definitely the wrong thing to do, even though it still works. I have to press the drawer sometimes 3 or 4 times before it actually opens, and then again sometimes to close it again. So for the price of the clip, I still think it's overpriced, but to save yourself a whole bunch of drama and doing this, spend the $40. Unless you can find a wrecker or someone that's got one that's still working, you might get it for, you know, $10 or something, who knows. Anyway, that's mine, and there's plenty of these vans around still that if I wanted to replace this with the genuine item, I still could. And just to show you what the door looks like. So there's the door in there. So you got and it's open. It doesn't want to close. It does. Okay, so it's a fail. So anybody else that gets the same idea, at least they know this isn't going to work. So that metal part at the back there is actually pushing the part of the magnet at the back down and not holding it flush anymore. So what's happening is because the magnet is not square with the metal here, show you there, with the metal bit on there, it's not square, it's now pushing uneven and it's not latching. So I don't think I can rectify that, but I might just try and have a look at something else. Alright, so just a little something else I'm trying. I just shaved down the back end of this magnet latch, just so, just a little bit more leniency there to keep this level. Another thing I could do if I really wanted to, but I'm not going to, is I could mark where it's pushing against here, and I could just cut, I'll just change this camera view a second, underneath where the stereo is. I could mark whereabouts it's pushing, and then I could use a saw to cut a hole out of area so the magnet doesn't push against it at all. There is enough coverage, enough clearance to push the stereo in. You can see that there's just enough clearance. There's probably about 10mm clearance from the stereo to that metal plate. So it would work if I did that. Not, like I said, I'm not going to. If this idea that I'm doing right now completely fails on me, I'll buy a new drawer with an original clip. Might be an expensive lesson to learn, but there's a little bit of cable hanging out there. It's alright, I'll fix that up in a second. Yeah, I'll probably end up replacing the drawer one day if that mechanism just completely fails on me. Then this whole idea was just a waste of time, but if you don't try it and don't share it, you don't know. So I hope this was helpful to a few of you if you wanted to do the same sort of thing. Another idea would be a smaller magnet when it's not so long. I chose the long magnet because I wanted the long shaft to push that further out, but if you've got one that's say about that size, it didn't sit so far back and only had to do half the distance, it'll probably work better as well. So another thing to think of if you really wanted to try and do what I've done. So yeah, I'll put it all back together now and give it a look. So that's all back together there, and you see it works better than before. It actually works now, but yeah, I've got to press it, like I said, a few times before the latch inside flips over. But that'll do for now. It might get better in time as I use it more, or it might get worse, I don't know. But if I do end up changing this, you will know about it. So again, thanks for watching. I know this was not a fix, this was just basically a workaround. And but anyway, if you don't try it, you don't know. So I've tried it, now you know. So to the next video.